Hello, everyone. It's Halima from Blackboard English. Today, joining me for this class is Aida from English with Aida on Instagram. I'm so excited. We're going to be focusing on idioms with the topic of sympathy and feeling. We're going to teach you 5 idioms, and by the end of this lesson, you should be able to use these idioms like the back of your hand. Okay? Know them
Sure.
like the back. Okay. I'm
I hope
just
so.
making sure that we're live on. Yep.
And we're live. Woo, we're doing this.
Okay, so Suraya says hello. Hello, Suraya. Thank you so much for joining us. Um, she said she's still waiting.
I can see us.
Okay.
There you are.
All right, so let's get started. I have my PDF of information. Okay, so how are you doing today, Aida?
I'm doing pretty well. Honestly, I woke up super early, but then I went to sleep. I went back to sleep. I said, "Oh, just a nap," and I woke up like 20 minutes ago. Like, oh my
Oh,
god! But I
I
made
think
it.
I overdid it yesterday when I was complimenting you so much about waking up early. Teacher Aida wakes up at like 4:30. Could you tell us a little bit about yourself for the students that don't know you?
Of course. My name is Aida. I am 29 years old. I am an English teacher. I teach online and also face to face. I've been teaching for over 10 years
Mm-hmm.
and I love English. That's what I love the most. I love teaching and I love English. That's me.
And where do you live? Can you tell us where you live?
Oh yeah, sure. Well, I'm originally from Mexico. I was born in Mexico, but I live in the US. I live in Phoenix, Arizona,
Mm-hmm.
in the US.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so let's not make these amazing students wait. We are going to start straight away. But guys, if you want to support us, if you want to support other students so that they can learn idioms and they can find, have a lesson that can teach them about idioms, please share this video and don't forget to like so that it helps support us reach more students and help more students. All right. Thank you so much. Let's
Mhm.
get started. Right.
Hello to friends. Loli, Loli, hello.
Hi, Lolly. Sorry about what happened in France. It was such a sad,
Ah,
sad
yes.
news. Sorry about that.
Very
I'm
sad.
going to just. So, the first idiom that we're going to teach you guys before we tell you what it is. We're going to test you. We're going to try and get you guys to guess.
Hmm.
Okay. Okay, that is so big. Oh my God. Sorry. You can't see it, right? Like you're going to be able to see it on the screen now, but it's a massive hand. I didn't know it was going to be this massive. But could you guys guess what the idiom is? I'm going to eat this person's hand. Can you see it?
Okay. It has to be with a hand, so
So it's a
try
large
to
hand
guess.
doing this.
Mm. Oh, I see the hand.
Okay, I'm gonna remove this hand because it's massive.
It's like,
So,
ooh.
Soraya, you're gonna have to guess the idiom before we teach you the idiom. So, what do you think the idiom is? So, I'm gonna remove this. Try to remember
Surya,
this
it's a
large
hand,
hand.
Surya. A massive hand.
So, yeah, like if I knew it was gonna be this big, I would have made it a bit smaller. So, I'm gonna take that off for now. So, what is the idiom? An idiom that includes hand, like a hand, right? So, do you know any idioms with the word hand. Okay. All right.
I
So,
know. I've got no clue. Please give me a minute.
okay, so they want a
Okay.
little time. My parents are in the house. They're about to leave, but obviously they love to speak really loudly. I'm sure you understand this being Mexican, right? Like,
Yes,
do
I
your
do. I
family
totally do.
really, really shout and like speak loudly, and that's like their normal voice?
I know, like that's why I told you to wait 10 minutes because there was a lot of noise in my house. I was like, oh my gosh, I hope he stops.
Life
Give me
of
a
a
hand.
teacher online. Okay.
Only, only.
Okay, guys. Ooh, somebody said give me a hand. Okay. So the actual correct answer, okay, you guys have to be a little bit faster because of the lag, I guess. So we're going to show
Mm-hmm.
you the answer now. It's okay. Lend a hand. Lend a hand. All right? Lend a hand. So this means from the Longman Dictionary to help someone do something, especially something that needs physical effort. So now, before like I go on and like give you more information about this, when I'm looking for a word, like if I'm looking for the definition of an idiom or a phrase or a word, whatever it is, I always use at least 3 dictionaries.
You're
Because,
just like me.
okay, good. Because
I
I,
use like 5, 7
yeah,
as many.
exactly. And so if you type the word and write meaning next to on Google, it will actually give you all the different dictionaries. And some of my favorites are Longman and Merriam-Webster. And so always look for different meanings because all the different dictionaries say it in different ways. And so it allows you to understand the idiom a lot better. So that's a little tip from me to you, all right? So when you're looking for a word, always make sure that you use more than one dictionary to really understand the word or the phrase or the idiom or whatever. And then also, you're going to be able to see different sentences because different dictionaries have different ways to use the word or the phrase. All right? So
Mm-hmm.
let's use this in a sentence. All right? So lend a hand. Lend a hand. Lend a hand.
Mm-hmm. So, let's say that I'm moving out from my house. I'm going to leave to another place, and then I ask you to lend me a hand with the
Okay. Yeah.
boxes because they're heavy and I can't do it alone. So lend me
Yes.
a hand with the boxes, please.
Yes, exactly. So some you like in the with the meaning is saying something physical, but usually people use it for physical. Like I use it also for just it could be any type of thing. It doesn't have to be physical. So for
Mm-hmm.
example, cleaning the house. Can you lend me
Mm-hmm.
a hand with cleaning the house? Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
I have a few sentences here. Like, for example, can you lend me a hand with this? This is also from Longman Dictionary, this sentence. Can you lend me a hand with this? What do you think? What would your answer be to that question?
Well, if it was you asking me, I would say yes, of course, absolutely. I can help you with anything. I hope.
That's awesome. Okay, so so when somebody asks for help, so that's a good way to, answer. You're sure, sure. Absolutely. Like, you make sure that they understand that you really do want to help them. And it's not like, oh, well, she
Hmm.
wants to help me again.
Yeah,
Um,
you're not gonna say, oh yeah, or yes, because it doesn't sound like you really want to help. So
yeah,
you're
exactly.
absolutely my pleasure, of course, sure.
Exactly. And as we know, like idioms, the way you can identify idioms, and this is my own kind of way to explain it to students, is that usually they say something but mean something else. So like lend me a hand, I'm not gonna give you my hand, but sort of you need my hands to help you. And so like can you guys try to use it in a sentence now? So I have somebody that's used it. Surya. So Surya, ooh, that's massive. All right, let's try and make this smaller. Everything's big today. Okay, so Surya Cruz says, Teacher Halima, please lend me a hand. That's brilliant. That's so good.
Lolly's saying, can you lend me a hand for cleaning my room, please?
So let's put that on the screen. Let's put that. Oops. Let's put that on the screen. Okay, so guys, there's one little thing wrong with this sentence.
Yeah.
Okay, so can you guys guess what's the problem with the sentence?
With the sentence from Lolly, because right now they're seeing at studio.
Oh, okay. So I put Lolly's sentence.
Let's just wait.
Yeah.
Okay, it's there. It's there. What's wrong with the sentence? Something is missing. Yes, Lolly. Can you? It's the subject is missing. Because we should say, can you lend me a hand for cleaning my room, please?
So, like, I would say, like, to make this sentence better, instead of for, I would use with. So, can you lend me a hand with cleaning my room? So, can you lend me a hand with cleaning my room? So that's how I would use it. But let me. Yeah. So I usually use with after the lend. So can you help me a hand with these boxes? Can you help me? Can you lend me a hand with the cooking? Can you lend me a hand with this letter? Can you lend me a hand? So it's always like how I would use it is it would always have a with instead of a for. And also, like teacher Aida said, I didn't even notice this part, is can you, okay, can you? And so we don't need the me twice, right? So can you lend me a hand with cleaning my room? Okay, so I hope that helps. This is so cool. I love that.
Also, you know, there's another way to use it. Yeah, can you lend me a hand with the construction, for example? Or can you lend me a hand to do something?
Yeah.
You know, I've heard that other people use it that way. Can you lend me a hand to do this or that or the other?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Okay, so let's... Okay, yeah, so I've got a few more sentences. So Collins Dictionary says that is to provide help. So you see the difference? So with Longman, they say to help someone do something, especially something that needs physical help. But with Collins Dictionary, it says to provide help. To provide help. So, for example, they've given an example. If I'd known, I'd have been glad to lend you a hand. Okay? You should have rang me. So you should have rang me. So she's telling her friend, come on, you should have called me. I would have lend you a hand. Okay? So I also wrote a few synonyms. Okay? So help, help out, give assistance, aid. So my mom's calling me. Just give me a second. Aida, can you carry on with?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So in this idiom, where we can see different kinds to use it. Halima was giving us some synonyms like carry, help out, or you can use the same in the same way. Can you help me out with? You also use with. Can you help me out with the cleaning of the house? Can you help me out with the moving? Or, can you help me out to move something? Also, to or with. But if you use with, you gotta say the moving or the cleaning with the, and if you use to, then you use it to clean or to move this piano or something like that.
Like I like that you said that because I want to point out something, guys. When you're learning English, it's really good to notice. This means like, oh, what comes after this word? What comes before? Can this word go there? Or is it unnatural for that word to go next to it? And so, like, I like the fact that you look at the word, look at the neighbors. Always, when you're reading, when you're looking at sentences, try to notice what's in front of it and what's after the word, okay? All righty. Thank you guys for taking part. We're going to go to the next one now. You ready to go to the next one, teacher Aida?
Yeah.
I'm going to put a huge picture again. Okay. So this picture is not as big and it's quite good. It's a woman on a desk and she's like,
oh no.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. So guys, remember to give us your examples. We want to be able to read your examples, your sentences, your guesses. We love to see your comments. We're reading all of them. So now you give us your examples, guys.
Okay, so like now, I just want them to guess the idiom because the picture's on there. I know you can't see it. I wish there was a way you could see it straight away, but it's on the screen now.
I'm seeing it.
And I think my acting skills were quite good at the beginning when I was like trying to be this woman. So, teacher Aida, what do you think is happening with her? What is she doing?
Well, I think she's having a really bad day. That's what I can say. Like, she's not having a good day at all. Too much on her plate, Marley said, but it is not that one.
I was gonna say
it's a good one, but
Marley said too much on her plate. That is actually a really good idiom, but it's not the one that we're looking for. Thank you so much, Marley. It's not the one.
I also want to drink her coffee because I'm at it.
Oh, oh, it's so good to have coffee. Always have coffee. Okay, so I'm gonna give you. Don't worry, Surya. Surya is saying, teachers, I may not be spontaneous to reply with the answers. I'm using Google to answer you. I'm sorry. Don't apologize. Do not apologize. We're just happy that you're taking part. This is what we love.
Yes.
We love when students are active and they take part and they want to learn. Yes, Aida?
Absolutely.
You agree, right?
Yes. Yeah. I'm happy to read your comments, even if they're coming from Google. We are happy anyway. If they're coming from a dictionary, that's okay. We're happy that you're learning. Because if you read and use, even if you're copying, you're learning anyway. So that's fine.
Okay, so I'm going to give you a clue. This idiom starts with the word F. Okay? And it's usually coming from another person looking at that situation. Sorry, I put my hand right in front of the screen. That was weird. So I'm looking at her and then
you want to help her, right? You like you feel something.
Right.
Whoops.
Hi, Varaz. Hi, Marley. Thank you so much for joining us.
I already gave you a massive
She gave
clue.
you a massive clue. Massive.
That I shouldn't have. Sorry.
It's okay. So I'm going to remove that now. And I'm going to put the what I'm looking for. So the one I'm looking for is not the one. The idiom I'm looking for is feel for somebody. Feel for somebody. Now it's on the screen. Can I read the meaning from the dictionary?
Sure.
So from what Merriam-Webster, another of my favorites, Learner's Dictionary, it says to have sympathy or pity for someone, feel deeply for you, for example. But so I feel deeply for you, like I feel something for you, but I can't help you in any way, I guess. The first sentence I have is I know what it's like to be lonely, so I do feel for her. This is from Cambridge Dictionary.
Mm-hmm. Like, it shouldn't be confused or with "I feel you" because it's different. You shouldn't you shouldn't use it instead. They're not interchangeable. It's not the same thing. So feel for somebody. I feel for Halima. I feel for Surya. I feel for Lolly. I feel for Essie. You feel, and you put the name of someone, and you use it. Feel for always together, as we said, the neighbors.
So you feel you're sympathetic towards somebody, and so
Mm-hmm.
I feel for like. Let's go back to that picture. I'm gonna just show that picture
Mm-hmm.
again. So I'm gonna call her Samantha. I feel for Samantha. She's always working.
Mm-hmm. Also, I would like to point out something else. Magni is saying feel sorry for somebody, can be, but with this idiom, you don't have to put an actual feeling right next to feel. You don't say I feel sorry or I feel sad for someone. No, you just say I feel for, right?
Yeah.
Straight away, like feel for. You don't put anything in the middle of the words feel and for. There's nothing there. They go together, and they are an idiom.
Mhm.
Remember, it's a phrase, so you cannot separate them. Sometimes in the idioms you can separate like into two parts, but this idiom it goes together. So feel for.
Mhm. Yeah. So I'm gonna give you another sentence to get you guys to really know how to use this. If you okay, Hugo used a really good
Yeah.
good sentence. I'll put it on there. Hugo, you need to change your picture. I'm kidding. It's this way. I'm sure that's how you wanted it. Okay, so I really feel for people who suffer from depression. Ooh.
Yeah. True. Like I feel like Hugo say, I feel for Notre Dame.
Hmm.
I feel for the people who live there and for the world actually because it's our loss, it's everyone's lost to
Exactly,
me.
exactly.
I feel like I lost something as well. So
Because
I
it's a
do feel for
historic
everyone.
building. It's something that everybody should have a chance to see. Like I was lucky enough to see it about 2 years ago. I went there and it was such a magnificent. I was admiring the works of art on top of it. Just the actual building. I feel is a work of art. So I feel for the people in Paris, and I also feel for the people that never got to see it before it burnt down. Oh,
Me. You feel for me.
I feel for you.
And I feel
Sorry.
for me too.
Okay, let's add Marley's one. I feel for the refugees. Okay, good, very good. Why do you feel for them? Why do you feel for the refugees? For example, that's another way to use feel for. Okay?
Yeah. Like I feel for the immigrants that they are waiting for a place, to live. They don't have a place to live. The immigrants are right now in Mexico on the border with the US, and I feel for them, really.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so Marley says she understood, but I would love to know the rest of you. Did you get it? Did you understand what this idiom, how to use this idiom? Um, Let us know in the comments. Let us know that you understood. It just lets us know that we explained it properly, and then we can move on. Okay? Okay.
Mm-hmm. For example, I have a friend who lost his dog, and his dog was with him like for years and years. They were like best friends. When he was a little kid, he got this dog as a gift, and he recently lost his dog, and he's now a grown-up man. But I feel for him because he lost this friend. It's, for him, it's a friend. It's like a best friend. So I feel for my friend, for
Mm-hmm.
Mike, that he lost his dog.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, that's a perfect way to. Is that a real story?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. Oh, I feel for him too. I feel like dogs really whenever it doesn't matter if like they're not my dogs, but I always feel for families that lose their dog because I always feel that it's part of the family. So when they
Yeah.
lose a member of their family, I always feel for them. Okay, so
Yes.
everybody got it. So let's move on to the next one. Let me take that on. All right, guys, are you ready to guess again? So guess the idiom. Guess the idiom. So it's a man and a woman, if you can't see yet, and the man and the woman are they look happy, and the man, I don't know who's giving the gift to whom though. I think it's her. Okay, so he got her something, and it's a car key. So and she's like, oh my God, like, how did you know that I really wanted this car key? So, can you guess? Oh, Surya
The
saying,
idiom is
I love this.
actually very explicit. The idiom, right?
You think it's explicit?
Oh, yeah, the idiom. I mean, the idiom is like you don't really have to explain it once you get the
Oh,
idiom.
yeah, 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 yeah. Actually, there is like some kind of confusion with this idiom. So,
Okay.
no, 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 it's not this one. It's not this one. It's another one. Okay, forget it. Okay, look at this. Do you see what Surya is saying? I feel for the
Not yet.
followers who are missing this amazing live. I feel for
Ooh, I
them
feel for
too.
them too.
Okay, so have you guessed it, guys? Do you know what the idiom is? Let me just see. So I think maybe you think it's one idiom and it's actually the other one. Teacher Aida. It's the other one that I'm doing. There's two that are similar, right? That we're teaching.
Yeah. True, true, true. Yeah. I know which one
Okay,
you
okay,
are.
good.
Yeah. Just now I got the picture on my screen, so yeah.
Okay,
I know
nice.
now.
He pops the question. Bye, Marley. Okay, so I'm gonna remove the picture.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Oh, dear God. You know what's funny? I don't have it on the screen, so I'm just gonna type it.
Okay.
Okay, so the idiom that I was looking for is generous to a fault.
Generous to a fault. Okay, yeah.
Generous to a
To
fault.
be generous to a fault. If you didn't know the meaning of this idiom, what would you think? How about you, Halima? What would you think if you didn't know the meaning of this idiom?
I would think if I didn't know and it was the first time I saw it, like, and I was learning English, I would
Mhm.
think it's a negative idiom.
Yeah, me too. Like, yeah, because it has the word fault. So fault is a very negative word. I
Mhm,
I don't like it. I just like it in this idiom, but not alone.
mhm. Okay, so we're gonna explain what fault is later, but I want to read the meaning from the dictionary. So, to such an okay, wait, sorry, that's the wrong one. Okay, to be extremely kind, generous. Okay.
hmm hmm To give to a point that you will be surprised. It's not just like giving something little or just a little bit or helping just a little. It's giving it all.
Excessively is the word that I would use
Yeah,
to
definitely.
describe fault, is to the max, right? So the
Yes.
reason why, sorry, there was like a car like going straight at my house. So I was like, no, okay.
Stop right there.
Okay, so when you are generous to a fault, it means you overdo it. Okay, so that's why I showed that picture of the man giving his wife a car. I feel like when people give people cars, it's really generous. So it's extremely generous, and you can say that person is generous to a fault. Um,
Definitely.
like over, like it's a little bit over the top generosity,
Yes,
right?
over the top. Yes, exactly.
So I want to explain the fault part. So I found on the dictionary it says a person who carries generosity so far that it almost amounts to a flaw or a weakness.
Mm.
So it's still not seen as a, like, people don't see it as a negative thing. For me, I feel like I don't like it when people are like extremely generous to that point. You're just like, because I'm more of a giver than a receiver. So when somebody is extremely generous, I get like panicky, and I'm like,
Yeah, you get that fault. You get the fault part of the idiom. It's like, yeah, me too. I feel you.
what do you want from me? Like that kind of.
Exactly, exactly. It's like, oh no, now I have to give back. In the
Mhm.
same.
So do you guys
Yeah.
have somebody in your like lives that is generous to a fault? So I'm going to give you an example of a sentence. She's a really sweet person and she's generous to a fault.
Yeah, it doesn't really explain that part that we want to communicate. But for example, let's say that for my graduation, my
Mhm.
parents gave me a car. It's not a true story, I wish, but a car. So I will say that my parents are generous to a fault. Or, yeah, for example. Or let's say that Veronica got married and her parents, let's say her father-in-law gave her a house.
Mhm,
So her father-in-law is generous to a fault. That
mhm,
that would be something extremely generous.
exactly. So extremely kind and generous. Um, yeah, house is pretty crazy. It's even like crazier than a car, I would say.
Yeah.
So Suryas gave us another great example. He was generous to a fault and wouldn't see anyone struggle if he could help, no matter what it took. So yes, so going to the extreme lengths to help
That's
somebody
my
to,
mom.
yeah, that's really such a great sentence.
That's my mom. My mom sometimes she works only to be able to help others. Like she doesn't need money for herself. Like she wants to have money so she can help others. So she works to give her money away. Like not the actual money, but to buy stuff that other people need.
My
So
father is the same
she
way.
is generous to a fault.
My father is definitely on the same boat. Another idiom. But what he does is he takes charity to like like he loves giving, and he's always teaching us to be generous. And he like whenever he goes to Kenya to visit, he always ends up spending all his money on giving, people in need the money. So he's somebody I would describe as, generous to a fault.
Hmm. Yeah. I'm glad that we have people like that in our lives so we're not um, selfish. We learned to give.
Yes, I prefer giving than receiving. It's just what I love to do. I love giving so much, and I always go like, I'm always over the top whenever I'm giving gifts, or else I end up just keeping it. So I have like this thing where I feel like if the gift is not amazing, incredible, then I just keep it for myself, and I'm just like, that's not the point of gifting, and so have to
Yeah, I'm
stop
like you. Really, you're describing me. Like, if it's not amazing, if it's not over the top, if the person will not just love it, I'm like, better next time. I'll give her
If you look
something
at my
else
suitcase,
later.
there's like gifts. There's literally gifts for everyone, but it's like small little gifts, and like they won't like it.
True.
Okay, so what number are we on, guys? What number are we on? So which ones have we done? Let me put it on the screen. So we've done generous to a fault. Just putting it on the
To
screen.
feel for someone and to lend a hand.
And then we did lend a hand, right? Lend a hand. How many have we done? Feel for.
3.
Feel
Okay.
for.
Mm-hmm.
So we have 2 more left. We have 2 more idioms left. Let me make this smaller and not put it in front of Aida's face. Right. So I'm just putting on the top so that you guys know which ones we cover. So generous to a fault, lend a hand, and feel for somebody. Right.
Mm.
So now we have one more. Let me put the picture up so you guys can guess. Vera says, I'm an expert in giving gifts. Nice.
I
You're
remember
generous
that
to a
because he
fault.
offered me his help, and it was more like a gift than help. Yes, I agree with you, but as you are an expert in giving gifts. So next one, guys, is
So there's a person doing this with their
Okay. So you are gonna try to guess
the idiom.
what
So.
idiom is this? What idiom is the picture telling? So the picture is illustrating an idiom. What idiom do you think it is? To me, it's a funny idiom, really. But I like it.
So it's an idiom we're looking for, Viraz, right? So it's an idiom that we're looking for. So
yeah.
Shall I
It's not
give
that
them a
she's not
clue?
listening, that she
Shall I
can't
give them a clue?
listen. Like, no, she's not asking pardon me. It's an idiom. More than a phrase, is like an idiom.
I'm gonna give them the first part. Nope, Hugo, I've never heard of this idiom before. To hear through
Me neither.
grapevines. I'm gonna have to check that out later. um, but this one starts with to offer. Okay, Frida says give an ear. I like how you think, Frida. You're in the right road, in the correct path.
Because there are some people who actually say this idiom like that. Like, give an ear.
Really?
It is. I've heard it. I've heard people say give an ear, but it's
That's
not our
interesting.
idiom. The walls have ears. Uh-uh.
I love that.
So the idiom starts with offer.
Okay, I'm gonna just show it now. I'm gonna remove that. So, can you say the idiom?
Mm-hmm. So the idiom is offer a sympathetic ear. Um, that's what it is. The idiom, offer a sympathetic ear. It was very like give an ear, but it's more like offer a sympathetic ear. So you're offering your ear, like literally, not literally, like you don't take your ear and give it to a person.
So, I just want to the pronunciation with teacher Aida and I are quite different. So, teacher
Okay.
Aida will say ear, so she'll say the R sound. I think that's also American pronunciation, but mine, I just say to offer a sympathetic ear.
Uh-huh.
So I don't say the R. And you say,
Offer a sympathetic ear. Is
okay,
there?
so she has the American accent. So she says to offer a sympathetic ear. Do I sound American, teacher Ida? So how I
Yeah,
would
you sound
say,
American.
if you prefer to have the British accent, you say to offer a sympathetic ear. So the R is almost lost a little bit. Lolly says, I'm all ears. Love it. Okay, so to offer a sympathetic ear. Let's talk about the meaning, teacher Aida.
So I think that this is talking about someone who is willing to listen to someone else's problems. The person who offers a sympathetic ear, it's willing to listen to another person speaking of their problems, or if they're having like a difficult time, the other person will offer a sympathetic ear and listen to everything that she or he has to say.
Yes, exactly. Do you use this idiom, would you say?
Yeah, I've used it. Not a lot. I wouldn't say a lot, but yeah, I have definitely. Um, it's different than saying I'm all ears, because when you say I'm all ears, it doesn't have any connotation. It's just like I'm listening to you. But when you say offer a sympathetic ear, means that there's something bad going on, and you need to put yourself in the other person's spot.
Yes, I love that. Okay, so I want to focus on the fact that Aida said there's a problem, there's a situation that happened that's negative. And then that this is when you would use this idiom because, say, for example, something happened. Let's go back to that person that lost their dog.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that person would probably would have liked you to offer a sympathetic ear.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because
Exactly.
so that they can talk and you know have somebody
Vent.
there. Exactly, vent. I love that. Vent. Exactly. I love venting. Sometimes you just need to vent. So just pour out all your problems and let somebody listen, right? Let me give you
Mm-hmm.
another way that I would use it. So if you need a sympathetic here, this is the beauty
Come
of
to the
live.
come to the dark side.
So, okay, I'm gonna say it again, guys. This time I won't make a pronunciation mistake. So, if you need a sympathetic ear, I'm here. That's why I was getting the here and ear, um, you know, mixed up. So, if you need me, I'm here to listen. So that's kind of how you only say that to somebody if something has happened, you know.
How? Yeah.
So if you want to practice saying this at home just to get your, pronunciation in order. So I'm going to say it and I want you guys at home to repeat what I'm saying. So if you need a sympathetic ear, I'm here. If you need a sympathetic ear, I'm here. Wait, sorry, I'm saying the wrong one, right? Shit.
Uh,
I wrote the wrong one.
mm, where?
I said to offer. So, okay, so I'm offering right now. So, to offer a sympathetic ear. So, how can you do that? So, like when you offer is if you need a sympathetic ear. So, you don't say to offer a sympathetic ear to somebody. So, I'm going to offer my friend a sympathetic ear. So just so you're not getting this
The
confused.
difference.
Yeah, exactly. So if I was offering it, I would say, if you need a sympathetic ear, I'm here. If you need a
Look,
sympathetic, sorry,
uh-huh.
what did you say?
Look at Surya's example. Teacher Halima offered a sympathetic ear to the fearless learners.
Oof, what a sentence.
Yeah, I
What a
know, right?
sentence, Surya. And
I love
happy
it.
is like really, you know, thank you, Habi. Habi is saying best teachers. We're not the best, but we're one of the best teachers, Habi. There's so many amazing teachers out there. Okay,
Mhm.
so do you understand that, you're offering a sympathetic ear means differently when you're actually doing it? So, do you understand the difference? So, if you need a sympathetic ear, I'm here. Or I'm going to offer Aida a sympathetic ear. So two very different ways to say.
Mm-hmm. For
Right.
example, Sam offered Tom a sympathetic ear when she broke up with her boyfriend. So Sam offered Tom a sympathetic ear when he broke up with his girlfriend. That's what I
Awesome.
meant.
Brilliant.
Yeah. So Sam offered Tom a sympathetic ear when Tom broke up with his girlfriend. So
Brilliant.
he was sad, he needed someone to listen to him, and Sam offered a sympathetic ear.
Right. So now we have the last one. So we've done to offer a sympathetic ear, generous to a fault, lend a hand, and feelful. So the last but not least, I'm going to show you the picture
Definitely
again.
not the least.
Try to
Try
Guess
to
the
guess
idiom.
the meaning from the picture. I mean, not the meaning, the idiom from the picture. Try to guess the idiom from the picture. And remember that we're talking about sympathy and kindness idioms. So related to sympathy and kindness. Try to guess the idiom from the picture. It has nothing to do with cats, okay?
I mean, it can be about not animals. That's just gonna confuse them. Okay.
I'm just saying that the word cat or any animal is in the idiom. It's not there.
Just
There's
not
no
there. It's
animals
not there.
in the phrase.
Now, like when I was researching this is the one I was telling you there's different ways to use it.
Okay. All right.
So Hugo says, I felt for him when he broke up with his girlfriend. That's why I offered a sympathetic ear to him. Very good.
Yes.
Excellent.
He used two idioms in one. So this idiom, this new idiom, what do you think the idiom is? Just
Surya, you just had to go there, didn't you? She said no cat. she said no cat, and you put cat in your idiom. Okay, I'm gonna put that on the screen because that's so good.
Okay.
Let the cat out of the bag. Okay, so that's not the idiom, guys. I'm gonna reveal the idiom now. Just take that off. Okay, there it is. So I made it nice and big.
Yeah, I like it. I like that. Okay, so can you say it? Because I'm sure that we have a different pronunciation.
Okay, so big, I would say big heart, heart, heart.
Heart.
So I don't really say the R part, big heart.
Big heart. Okay, I see.
That's how
and
I would say
would say big heart. Heart. There is an R there. Art. Yeah.
So big heart and big heart. Sounds so weird with the R. Okay, so
I know.
Before we get started, there's actually like a different way to use this, which is actually not an idiom. This is an idiom, big heart. Remember, I told you that idioms mean, have something written down, so the words are different to the actual meaning. So they don't really fit. So there's another thing that's big-hearted. That's an adjective to describe somebody. But big heart is an idiom. So big-hearted, big heart. Two different things. Okay, so for example, Aida is big-hearted. Okay, don't you love big-hearted teachers? So we put the ed at the end to describe it. And then there's a dash in the middle as well. So big heart, and there's a little dash in the middle. So big-hearted. All right, so now let's get back to the idiom. So the meaning of this, can I say the meaning?
Sure, go ahead. I'm typing the other one.
Oh, okay. So
go ahead. Say.
It means kind and generous. Kind and generous. So I don't remember which dictionary this was from. Okay, it's from Cambridge Dictionary, kind and generous. So both kind and generous, all right? Merriam-Webster says generous and charitable.
I read that one.
And the synonym is generous, hospitable, kind-hearted. I'm choking, sorry. I was choking on my spit. You know when you do that when you're speaking?
Yeah, sometimes. It's awful.
So
Okay,
Soraya
yeah, so
said,
it's
can
someone.
you read it? Yeah, go read it.
Honestly, you teachers are big-hearted, not just an example, but I mean it.
Oh, thank you so much.
And Varaz is asking somebody who
I'm
is
confused
sweet.
to who like Varaz is talking about. You or me? I don't know who
No,
they
no,
know. That's what.
no.
That's
He is asking if the idiom means that somebody who is sweet. He's
oh, okay.
asking
I thought you were
if
talking
that
about
what it
us.
means.
That's
Thank you
somebody.
anyway.
Thank you so much. I'll take it anyway. Okay, so somebody who is sweet, right? Okay, yes, exactly. My sister has a big heart. Okay, she is really like amazing. Like she loves to help people. She's kind-hearted, hospitable when you go to her house. So we always describe her to be somebody who has a big heart. So
Yeah, so it's
go ahead.
go ahead. I want to say that when you use the idiom, you say she has or he has a big heart. But if you use it as an adjective, you change it and you say she is big-hearted, and you just say it like you said it the two ways. She
Oh,
has a
okay, yeah.
big heart, or she is big-hearted.
Yes, exactly. You're describing the person when you're using the adjective version. So I've
Mm-hmm.
got a nice sentence here. Um, my mother-in-law has a big heart. Heart.
Mm-hmm.
She always helps me with the kids. Let me just check which dictionary this is from.
That's a big-hearted person. Someone who's willing to help you with your kids all the time.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
I will value that person.
Exactly, yeah, exactly. Babysitting or any babysitters that do like look after kids in general. And
Mhm.
I guess
Or
teachers
look
as well,
after
right?
ill people. I admire people who works with ill people. Like they look after um, patients, like cancer patients or people like that who are extremely ill. It requires a big heart. You really need to have a big heart.
Yes, exactly.
Uh,
I completely agree. Um, I feel like dogs have big hearts. I do. I feel like the only reason I'm saying that is because whenever you're around a dog, you never feel sad because they have such big hearts that you feel the love. You can feel like that they genuinely love you and they want the best for you and you know
they
they're
will
there to
never leave
protect you.
you.
Yeah, exactly. The loyalty. So I always feel that dogs have big hearts in general. So when I'm saying in general, dogs have big hearts. So I'm putting the S at the end to say all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Um, is there another way you would use? Maybe we should try and use big-hearted as well to the adjective.
Mm-hmm. I have some as big-hearted. For example, let's say Emma is big-hearted. She always visits her grandma after school.
Hmm.
To me, that's something that a big-hearted person will do. Like, she
Hmm.
goes after every day when she leaves the school. She goes visit her grandma,
Hmm. Hmm.
and that's someone who's big-hearted.
Hmm. Yeah.
Also, Patricia is a big-hearted woman. She adopted two kids.
Oh, wow. You just reminded me of a man with a big heart. It's this older man, and he adopts terminal terminally ill children. So
Oh.
they he only adopts children that are going to die soon. So that's what terminally ill means. So children that are going to die, he adopts them and he takes care of them until they die. And I feel like if somebody does that, like they need the biggest heart in the world in order to do that, right? Don't you agree?
Wow. Yeah, because it also, I can't even say anything because it would be so difficult to see all the time a child dying. Is you really, really need a big heart. And wow, just speechless because that's a big-hearted person.
So Surya is asking who is that? So it's actually not somebody I know, but they made a documentary of this man. You can Google it and just write "man adopts sick children" or terminally ill. Yeah, if you write terminally ill children, "man adopts terminally ill children" on Google, you should be able to find that video. It's such a touching video. I really enjoyed watching it, but it also made me feel like we can always do more. There's always people out there that are really giving it their best, and you can always do a little bit more. Okay, so
True.
I want to wrap things up, which means conclude, summarize, um, to offer a sympathetic ear, big heart, generous to a fault, lend a hand, and feel for somebody. Do you want to say it to feel for? I would say feel for, not for. You would say for, right? Feel for somebody. Can you
And
say
I would
the
say
idioms
feel
too?
for someone. Feel for someone, to lend a hand, to be generous to a fault, offer a sympathetic ear, and big heart.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much, teacher Aida. Okay, so this is the end of the lesson, but before you go, please make sure to subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so already. And teacher Aida is actually going to start her own channel soon. She's already got a video on there, so follow her channel too. It's just Aida Osambao. Butchered your name.
It's not that one actually. It's English with Aida.
Oh, English with Aida. So, okay, so I will put a link in the description for you guys. I want you to also know that we're going to be on Instagram, on IGTV, and we're going to be testing you on all these words. And what I want you to do is follow us on Instagram, and you're going to see the videos on IG, and we are going to test you on your knowledge. See if we're good teachers and if you're good students. And make sure that you share this video with other students if you think that it will help them. Thank you so much for being here, guys. I loved teaching you these idioms. Make sure that you have taken notes. If you haven't, go back and start taking notes. Aida, would you like to say anything?
I just want to thank you for inviting me to be your guest in this live. It was my first time to go live on YouTube, and it was a pleasure to have everyone here. Thank you very much. And yeah, we will be doing the test, and it will be on IGTV, so make sure to not miss out because we have even more stuff coming up for you.
Awesome. All right, guys, have a great day, and I'll see you guys on Instagram. Bye.
Bye.